Hello everybody. Today I want to take the opportunity to look at the two newest characters to Mirrorverse that will be coming in like a week or so, I think. And we kind of just have the silhouettes for them here, and we'll probably look at them both individually. Let's start out with this first one here, and I think it's pretty obvious who it is. You can kind of look at the feet. He's also holding a banjo. Who could this be other than Kermit? Which is really cool. We don't have any Muppets characters, and Kermit is I think he's the best out of the Muppets, which is kind of maybe cliche to say, but he's definitely my favorite. And I think he just lends for an interesting design as well. He's this green goofy frog with skinny legs and arms. And the banjo is part of it, and he's got this weird thing on his head. I'm guessing maybe he's more of like, he's got like some nature stuff going on, because he's kind of like a frog in a swamp maybe. But yeah, it certainly is interesting. Some of the details, I guess. He's got like bracelets on, it looks like. He almost has a crown on the top of his head, it would look like. I can't tell if that's maybe his eye or another part of his headwear maybe on there. Some things on his shoulders for sure. He looks like he's probably holding a shirt, or not, he has a shirt on. Again, the banjo's pretty obvious. Something on the feet, looks like maybe just leaves, honestly. So yeah, I think that there's a lot of just like leaves and nature growth on him. I think obviously just like wearing as a costume, not necessarily growing from him, but like he's using these pieces of nature as clothing. And I'm really excited to get Kermit. I think that's a really fun idea. It'd be really cool to see some other Muppets get in here as well. Like, I'd be curious to see what they do with Fozzie Bear. Like, what if they leaned into the bear aspect? He's always so goofy. I think it might be interesting to see him more in a bear-like state. I guess that's really all I have to say, but I'm very excited to see Kermit. I think that's really cool. The next one, again, I think this one is super obvious. I kind of wish the silhouette ones weren't always so obvious, but I think they just kind of decided they're going to do this, and I would imagine we're going to get this in the future as well. But this is just Raya. Like, there's no doubt about that. No one else has this hat like this. If this is not Raya, I will be just blown away. Like, how is this not? But I guess they could really give anybody that hat, so if it's not Raya, I will be very surprised, but I think it's pretty obviously her. You can also see like the sword, I'm guessing, kind of poking out by her leg there. But there's really not a whole lot to note here. I think that her body's kind of being cloaked by this cape, or I guess cloak might be a good way to describe it. That not necessarily is even over her. It might just be a cape that's behind her, but it is preventing us from seeing the details of the rest of her body because of that. But you can see the one arm and some of the detailing on there. And then like she's got pointed tip shoes, which I don't think she has in the original material. That's cool. And then yeah, I think the hat is maybe a little bit differently shaped. Again, assuming this is Raya. We know the other one's Kermit, there's no doubt about that one. But I don't know about, like, it literally could be anybody under there. It's just Raya has these stereotypical things usually, so it makes most sense to be her. And Raya is also another cool one to get because she's more of a recent character. We have a ton of princesses in the game. I'd love to get all of them, really, because I think princesses just make for a unique idea for this game, since they're typically not fighting characters. And seeing them have a new spin on them where they are more action-oriented is always really cool. So I'm really excited to see Raya as well. And I hope someday we get all the princesses, because I think that would be really awesome. In terms of what these characters could do, I would guess that Kermit is a support character. They've kind of been adding them in like sections of 2 where they both are the same thing, but I don't think that always has to be the case. I would imagine Raya is probably a melee character. She does kind of have this whip thing going on, so maybe she's kind of has a longer range than most melee, but I think the most sense for her would still be the melee thing. And like Kermit could be melee as well, for all we know. He could be smacking people with the banjo, which would be really, really, really funny to see, and I honestly hope that is the case. But typically what they like to do for Kermit is to go for the more support-based sort of thing. Again, I would prefer to see him smacking people with his banjo, and that would be really awesome. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. If you guys think these characters are someone other than the ones I mentioned, let me know. If you're excited about these characters, let me know. If you have any other ideas for future characters that you want to see, let me know. And let me know also if you like these sorts of videos where I talk about the upcoming characters. I think these are really fun to talk about, just seeing these silhouettes, or even seeing the little teasers for the characters and trying to guess who they are. Like when we were trying to figure out who Corella could be. Of course, they gave us a silhouette, and then it was pretty obvious. But beforehand, when we just had like the picture of her hand holding the ray gun, like that could have literally been anybody. So the same happened for Dory as well. We just saw a picture of like the bottom of her sub or whatever. So it was like impossible to guess. But yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.